Today, I will be discussing with you how I swing trade USDJPY using the volume profile as part of my technical analysis. So with that said, we're just going to get straight into the analysis, right? Straight into the analysis. So on the last video that I did roughly around 6 days ago, right? Is you see where this yellow vertical line is? This is when we did the video, I believe. Let me go to the hour. Okay, a little bit later. Let's say around, okay, so around here somewhere. So around here, this is when we did the video, right? On USDJPY. And in a nutshell, basically, I was like, look, you have to start thinking about taking longs because market has turned itself around, right? So in the video itself, this was the area that we was looking at, okay? So we had identified this low value node area, the price had moved away from it. We identified this low value node area, the price had come back into it for a retest and moved away. So in the video, you would have noticed that at the point of making, price was moving away from this low value node area, but it hadn't made its way into this low value node area. And the point of control at that time was sitting around this level up here. So this level was the point of control. That has now moved because the traders can clearly see the shift in what market is trying to do. So the majority of the people trading turned themselves around, okay? So they were all now at this area right here. This is where the vast majority of business started to get done, I would say, from after the making of this video, right? So chances are that would have been on Thursday, where we had a huge concentration of orders coming in at this level right here. Hence why the point of control moved to its new location, which is now sitting at 143.810, right? So then what happened was, okay, so you would have had opportunity number 2 during the making of the video to jump in, and then you would have had opportunity number 3 on the Thursday to jump in, right? So on the Thursday, what happened was price blasted off through this low value node area right here. So he blasted off through it, and then he came back for a retest, and then he began to move away during the early hours of Monday. So on Monday, it started to shoot off again. So roughly around 3 in the morning, it started to shoot off again. And so far, it's just been in one continuous direction, which is price surging upwards. So right now we have price all the way up here, okay? So for example, if you had watched last week's video, right, you watched last week's video and you did your research after watching last week's video and everything made sense to you after watching it, okay, you would have made roughly 338 pips to the upside. That would have been you. Pure profit. And if that was you, congratulations, well done. You done good. Well done. Very impressive, right? So now that we've got this win out of the way, because remember, we are only as good as our last win, right? We are only as good as our last win. So moving forward, we have to do that same move again. Now, some of you might still be in your trade, but in all fairness, okay, I don't expect you to have hopped out of this trade. I kind of expect you to still be in it. Reason being is, it still has more upside potential, right? What do I mean by that? Well, It's really simple, okay? Below these low value node areas, right, are areas where you could put your trailing stop, right? So if it moves away from that, it increases the probability that it's turning around and it's coming back down again. It's coming back down again, okay? So as it stands, you can have a trailing stop up here to secure yourself if you're still in the market as price continues to surge upwards, okay? But I see no reason why you would want to jump out of the trade that you're in. I see no reason for that whatsoever, other than it begins to turn around by leaving the low value node, okay? And with the low value nodes, like how I have them all set up, especially with this large one over here, you can actually put them into tiers, right? So for example, you could say the lighter purple is tier 1, the darker purple is tier 2, right? And then you could say this, as it gets darker, the tiers increases, in the sense to say that you're really trying to focus down where your trading stop should be as you move through market. So we can say, due to how everything is looking, you kind of want to have your trading stop located at 146.281. So you want your trading stop roughly around here, right? Providing you got in somewhere in this area, you would have your trading stop sitting right under here, and you'd be looking at, so a new number, 146.281. That's where you want to be sitting. You want to have that secured. If price comes out of that zone, you're essentially going to be waiting for a new opportunity before you lock back in, and that could be either you're going back with a with a buy, or you could be turning yourself around and looking for sales. But in my opinion, right, I would say the start of you looking for sales should mainly begin from this area up here, right? So once price gets to this zone, this is where things could begin to change for you, right? So the boundary of the high value area of the volume profile, based on the fact that normally I would expect to see low value nodes here, but it's kind of moved down a bit as to where this current level is, right? We'll do the same thing there again. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this kind of look like a terrain map, right? So I don't know if you know what terrain map is, but it's a map that basically just shows you like how high mountains are on Google. So for example, if you jump onto Google Maps now and you say you want to look at terrain map of any area, you're going to see it kind of the map is laid out in a way of gradients, right? So it's like it gets lighter, darker, 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 and darker. And the darker it is, the I think it means the deeper the deeper the curve in the ground is, and then the lighter it is, the higher the peak of the ground is. So it kind of helps you spot well, it's good around, say, I don't know, mountain regions. I'm finding the wrong words to actually describe what I'm trying to put across, but it's kind of like that essentially. So it looks like it's light areas, dark areas. Someone in the video probably understands exactly what it is I'm trying to say. I'm struggling to articulate that in the way that I want to, right? Okay, so anyways, enough about that. So that's the kind of vibe that we're going for with how we've laid out the volume profile in itself. So you can basically see that you could have two tiers in here. Okay, so two tiers in this volume profile area, where we have the main one, which covers the main gap, and then we find another in there, which is where it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And obviously, if it bounces through, then it clearly states that it's moving in that one said direction. So for example, with the peak that we had here, okay, you can see it just touched the edge of it and just moved away rapidly. It didn't even go into the second level of the low value node area. It didn't even attempt that at all. In this area over here, we can see it's blasted its way all the way through it. So this low value node cannot stop what's happening. It cannot stop what market wants to do. So market is basically blasting all the way through, right? We have another one right here. So essentially, because I've just started doing this on this video right now, but I think this is something that I will be doing moving forward, which is actually adding tiers into the low value node areas to give us an idea as to how strong it actually is, right? So we can see here we have another the bounce of where price blasted through this low value node area was quite strong, right? And we can also see in this area over here, we can also see that we had a low value node that price didn't go anywhere near, so it didn't even get into the second tier. So as we can see, it did the same thing as it did up here. It just tapped the edge of that low value node and just bounced and just moved straight away in the opposite direction. So that's kind of what we have going on right now, right? I hope everything I'm saying is making sense. I really hope it is, right? I really hope it is. And so we can see exactly what's kind of taking place. So with that said and done, okay, if you stayed with the video up until now, I definitely thank you for doing so, right? Remember what I said in this video in regards to all the key areas we want to keep an eye on, because this technical analysis seems quite bland, but in all fairness, this is how you want it, where it's just clear. There isn't too many things you need to think about or worry about, right? So everything you see on this chart here, I strongly recommend you pull it on your own charts so that you can kind of understand exactly what it is that I'm saying. And once you do your own form of back testing and analysis, you can begin to see if it all makes sense or not. And if it doesn't, naturally it doesn't make sense. But if it does, then obviously you know what kind of actions you might need to be taking in regards to what you've just seen here today. So with all of that said and done, once again, thank you for hanging with me up until the end of this video. If you were the ones that were locking in with your buys last week, Wednesday, I definitely congratulate you on your trade. So well done to you. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next video that will be coming out very, very soon. So until then, have an amazing rest of the week, and I will see you all on the next one.